Spurs so far this year. They are not sold out. They wanted to make sure that I knew that they're holding some back for people who want 10 or 20 game packages. But I have not been high-fived as much as I have been tonight. This city and this team are joined at the hip. When the Spurs are doing well, the city and its people feel great about it. And that was not lost on one of the Spurs senior VPs of development and marketing. Take a look, listen to what he said.
It's great. Like even just in our office and around our area, the vibe is just amazing. And then being in the community, it's special. It's really neat to see all the murals that have popped up and just the genuine bond that this team and the city have together. So it's really special.
It is very special, and I always knew that, but you certainly get a feeling tonight when they are just lined up outside in the heat, in the humidity, and I asked every person that I've walked by, was it worth it standing out in that heat to be in here? And all of them say, absolutely. They are still working a little bit, though, on the pronunciation of Victor Wembanyama. That's something I think we all are going to have to work on. Let's go now to Brooklyn, New York, where our Larry Ramirez stands by at the Barclays Center, where the Spurs are ready to make it official tonight. I saw a lot of unofficial Spurs Victor Wembanyama gear here inside the AT&T Center, Larry. A lot of people are ready to make it official tonight.
That is absolutely correct, Steve. And I'll tell you what, we are coming to you from the red carpet at the Barclays Center up here. And about an hour or so ago, all the NBA, the top prospects walked this red carpet, including #1 draft pick. We know he's going to be #1, right? Victor Wembanyama. Now they're allowing fans to walk the red carpet and take photos over here where it says Draft 2023 presented by State Farm. It's got to be a very cool experience for these fans. And speaking of a cool experience, so the other day when Victor Wembanyama was talking to the media down here in New York City, or over there in New York City, he said, hey guys, I want to go do some sightseeing. I haven't had a chance. Well, earlier today, some pictures and some video surfaced of Victor and his family taking in the sights and sounds in Times Square. And one fan said to Victor, they yelled, "Go Spurs, San Antonio." Victor clapped, and a lot of people around erupted and clapped as well. So that has to tell you a lot of San Antonio Spurs fans, and probably just fans of the NBA, who want to see this awesome 19-year-old get selected first overall. And also down in Times Square, they had his 7'4", 7'5" frame on some of those massive Videotrons down there. So it was definitely a sight to see. Now, I'll tell you one thing. So Sunday, right, which is Father's Day, there's going to be a lot of fathers happy here tonight when Commissioner Silver calls his son's name. But the first father smiling tonight should be Victor Wembanyama's dad. He will probably have a smile that can light up the arena. Now, Victor's family is also here, his mother, his sister, and his brother. So it is a fantastic night up here in Brooklyn. I can't wait. I cannot wait for that first pick to be called. And then we're just going to have to sit around and bide our time until hopefully we can get a one-on-one with the 19-year-old. That is it from the Barclays Center. Let's send it back to Steve Spriester at the AT&T Center in San Antonio for the Spurs Draft Watch Party.
All right, thank you, Larry. I can't wait for that interview as well. I've heard a lot of the interviews that Victor's done so far. He has been very impressive. I want to show you, I told you there's a lot of unofficial Wembanyama Spurs gear here. This is official Wembanyama Mets 92 from France, his jersey. Turn around, let me see the back. Love it. All right, Paul, how did you get this?
My brother got it for me for my birthday. Yeah.
He just got it online and got it sent to you?
Yeah, he surprised me with it for my birthday. I had no idea it was coming in, but we're both very excited to see Wembanyama play for the Spurs. The French connection, Boris Diaw, Tony Parker, and now Victor Wembanyama. It's like his destiny.
It's destiny. Paul, enjoy yourself, man. Go Spurs, go.
Go Spurs, go.
Yeah, absolutely. So that gives you just an idea of the excitement here. People wearing bootleg stuff. Can I say that? Bootleg stuff. Some wearing the official stuff from Paris. There's no official Spurs Victor Wembanyama stuff yet. For that, let's go to RJ Marquez and David Sears. They are in the fan shop where something tells me they're getting ready to unveil something about, I don't know, 7:05, 7:10 tonight maybe?
Yep. Yeah, that would be about the right time, Steve. Absolutely, here at the Spurs fan shop, where we just saw the Mets 92 jersey. But you know what? We're getting ready to see this guy in silver and black, and this is the place to get all the swag. David.
I feel like I'm the host of Price is Right. Behind curtain number 1 is the prize everybody's been waiting for. It's the new piece of memorabilia that everybody wants. There's a guard over there. Look, here's a lady back here.
Closely guarded.
Where'd she go? They're guarding the curtain right there. Anybody try to sneak in yet? Get a peek of it?
Yes, sir, they have.
Oh, what'd you do to him?
Tell me you can't come back here.
Oh, she told me can't come back. Not yet. Not yet.
Yeah. Everyone's going to want to get their hands on these, but the first person who's going to get that opportunity is this young man named here, Colby Parker. All right, so you were seated in line. You are going to be the first one to get your hands on the Victor Wembanyama Spurs jersey. How do you feel about that?
I'm excited. I've been a Spurs fan ever since I was a little kid. My first jersey was actually Tim Duncan.
Okay. Very cool.
And I have some of that. I'm part French also. I have some of that French connection.
Okay. Very awesome stuff there, David.
How does this compare to when Tim Duncan was taken first by the Spurs way back when?
That's before my time.
You're a big Tim Duncan fan?
Yeah. I love Tim Duncan.
How old were you when he was drafted? Remember?
I was born in '96, so probably 1 year old.
So you grew up with him.
Here we go.
So you know nothing but winning, except for the last few years.
Yep, and it's been a hard past couple years, but hopefully Wemby brings us all back on top.
All right, guys. So, Colby Parker here. He's the first one in line here at the Spurs fan shop. And the way they're doing this is that for people interested in buying jerseys, they are kind of separating them off. They have a queue line here. You can see there are other fans getting ready to get their hands on the Victor Wembanyama jersey in silver and black. 3 different editions. David over here is trying to get a sneak peek of what's going on in here behind this black guy. Yeah, and David, you don't want to get security called on us here.
I know.
Absolutely. All right, guys. Yeah, a lot
of
of fun here. Of course, this item behind the black curtain is going to be what everyone wants to get their hands on.
And real quick, Steve, as we toss it back to you, there's no game, there's no practice, there's no players. They're just fans who are fired up tonight to see that number 1 pick come to San Antonio and Victor Wembanyama. It's unbelievable in here.
Absolutely, guys. All right, Steve, back to you. There's a lot of excitement around the AT&T Center right now.
Yeah, they want to celebrate history is what they want to do. There's no doubt they are ready to celebrate history here, and what better place to do it than the AT&T Center, where we have celebrated so much Spurs history in the past. Now, I talked about the excitement. It's not only here in this building, it is throughout this city. You can feel it, especially today. I think it's getting ramped up back to the excitement we felt during the draft lottery when we knew the Spurs were going to have the first pick. Tonight, that first pick comes to fruition. Our John Paul Barajas joined us at probably a place where they celebrated harder than any place else in San Antonio, dare I say, when they won the lottery. Bruce Pub. John Paul joins us live. John Paul, set the scene for us out there.
Steve, right now it's a great environment, lots of great vibe, lots of anticipation. There's that butterfly because technically Victor Wembanyama isn't on the Spurs just yet. But we all know that's going to be the case here very soon. Here at the Root Pub, this bar came from full to packed in probably the last 30 minutes. They have an amazing special right now, which is a $1 Wemby burger that comes with French onions. It's a massive burger. I tried it. Delicious. After today's special, that'll be $21.10 for David and Tim. Now, before we get to any other draft festivities, I want to bring in the Wemby trio we got over here. Come on, fellas. Now, Steve, I heard you talking about the French team jersey of Victor Wembanyama. These guys got it all right here. I have one hard-hitting question for you guys. You guys do know he's getting drafted tonight, right?
Is that today? Something's going on tonight. We're praying.
You know we're going to switch this out to silver and black tonight, right?
We're praying for a good outcome, yep.
Were you guys here last month during the draft lottery? Did y'all experience it? Did y'all see it? What were your thoughts on it?
I was at work, so I knew I didn't want to miss it this time.
So you brought it down here?
Yeah, I was at work too, but I was screaming, man.
So did any of you call out sick or take the day off just to be here?
I got my shit picked up. Yeah.
How are you guys enjoying the environment so far?
Oh, it's great. It's so loud. Everybody's vibing. It's a lot of energy here. Excited times.
What are you guys hoping to see?
Man, Victor in the silver and black, baby. That's it.
Is there anything you guys want to say to Spurs Nation and Victor Wembanyama?
Welcome to San Antonio, Victor. Yeah. They say this kid is the greatest prospect since LeBron. To that I have 2 words. LeBron who? That's what I'm talking about. Let's go, baby.
All right, let's toss it back to you guys. Before we go, can we get a Go Spurs Go?
Go Spurs, go!
Spurs Go. All right, time out. We're going to rein that back. 3, 2, 1.
Go Spurs, go!
Let's go, guys.
All right, thank you, John Paul. LeBron who? That's a little harsh. Thank you, John Paul. Appreciate the live report out there. The music's getting pumped up. People are getting pumped up. They're coming in and out, let alone the people that are already outside the fan shop waiting for the Victor Wembanyama stuff to go on sale. The excitement is building here inside the AT&T Center. Can't wait for the draft, which, of course, is right here on KSAT 12. We've got much more coming up throughout the 6 o'clock show, but right now let's send it back to my co-anchor, Stephania, inside the studio. Steph?
Feel that energy radiating off of you? Man, I wish I was there. Now we're going to take a live look right now. This is I-35 southbound lanes. And yeah, listen, it's 6:11. People are rushing home. I mean, you have a little bit of traffic there, but truthfully, it's not that bad, except for that left lane that you see there in the I-35 southbound lane. That is going pretty slow, but all of the other lanes look to be okay. Okay, now we're going to show you another live picture. This is over this is Southside City Camp, where you get a nice view of San Antonio. And you can't see it from that picture, but man, the city is going to be lit tonight. It's lit already. And you know what? Here's the thing. God was smiling on us, smiling upon us today, because it was hot, but not nearly as hot as it was yesterday because of that rain.
Exactly. So yeah, we've got the sunshine right now, which is beautiful, but we are thankful for the cloud cover and the spotty showers and a couple of isolated storms that we had earlier this morning and early this afternoon. Because of that, our high temperature only 93 degrees. That actually is the average for this time of year. Of course, we still have the humidity, so it is feeling a little bit hotter than that, but not as bad as what it could have been. Now you can see in terms of rain, all of that is fizzled out. We are quiet out there right now. 93 is the current temperature, still feeling a few degrees hotter. Now we do have an isolated storm chance, one more in the forecast tomorrow before the heat once again is the biggest story into the weekend. So we'll have all those details coming up on the other side of the break.
A man accused of stabbing a dog with a box cutter was arrested and walked right in front of our cameras. Take a look at this. We want to show you 28-year-old John Schaefer. He's charged with animal cruelty, but his charges could be upgraded to torture to an animal. That's a third-degree felony. This stems from something that happened in April. That's when someone called San Antonio police saying that a man was threatening to kill a dog. And when police arrived to the 200 block of Coopwood, Schaefer wasn't there, but police did find a dog there bleeding heavily. Animal Care Services immediately took care of the dog, nursed it back to health. And by the way, the dog continues to heal, and it's with its new family. In court today, the trial continued for a man accused of the murder of his wife back in 2017. That's when Elizabeth Contreras disappeared right after saying she was going to pick up her work schedule. About a week after that, her remains were found somewhere in a field on the south side. And police arrested her estranged husband, Guadalupe Contreras. Well, today, a jury saw video of detectives interrogating Contreras, and in it, he tells investigators that he saw Elizabeth the day before she was reported missing. He said that she stopped by his work and also said that he didn't know what happened to her after that.
I'm telling you, I don't know. You know, if I knew, then I would have told you a long time ago.
So testimony in that trial continues tomorrow. If he's convicted, Contreras is facing up to life in prison. Switching gears. So you wanted property taxes to go down, and that's what homeowners in San Antonio are getting. The San Antonio City Council unanimously voted to double the city's homestead exemption to 20%. City Manager Eric Walsh says, quote, as part of the fiscal year 2024 proposed budget, the city is planning to offer an estimated $134 million in property tax relief to residents, end quote. The homestead exemption is expected to lower the taxable value of a home and thus reduce the property tax burden for homeowners. According to the city of San Antonio, the new tax exemptions are effective for the 2023 tax year, and homeowners are going to begin receiving their tax bills on October 1st. But yes, I'm sure you have a lot of questions. For more information on how to look up a homestead status, you can go to KSAT.com. We walk you through it. All right, now we want to go back outside and go to our friend meteorologist Mia Montgomery for her to tell us what else is going on today.
Yep, exactly. So the big thing today, we had some morning rain, and that was fantastic because, yes, we still need the rain. And also with that rain, cooled air, and the cloud cover, that held temperatures down. Not as bad as where we could have topped off this afternoon. Let's take a look at some of those temperatures, and really you can just see the difference in temperatures for folks that were able to cash into some of that rain, cooled air, like here in and around San Antonio. But as we look farther off to the west, you can see those numbers get a little bit more pink. Unfortunately, not seeing the rain earlier today, and really more sunshine took over earlier. So Del Rio checking in at 107 degrees. Of course, feeling even hotter right now. It's 101 in Uvalde, but here in San Antonio, just 93, which is the average for this time of year. Same in Pleasanton, 93 in New Braunfels, 94 the current temperature in Kerrville. Now, we will monitor this evening, maybe a stray storm trying to pop up or at least move into the far northwestern portions of our area, across portions of the hill country northwest of San Antonio before the day is done. Confidence is relatively low on that right now. So for us here in San Antonio, if you are stepping out to any watch party plans, temperatures falling into the low 90s by 7 p.m. and eventually into the 80s later on tonight with mostly clear skies. Now, as we get ready to wrap up the work week tomorrow, head into the upcoming weekend, we are going to be heating things back up. High pressure is going to take back over, really tighten its grip on our weather pattern. And so because of that, we are expecting triple digits to return potentially as early as tomorrow afternoon, lasting into the weekend and even into next week as well. But yes, we still do have one more isolated storm chance, not completely rolled out really tomorrow. You can see once again, we're pretty quiet across south central Texas this hour. There's that isolated storm chance that we'll be watching for across portions of the hill country this evening. Depending on how storms form off to our north and then how they hold together as they track farther south, kind of like what we saw last night and very early this morning. By wake up time tomorrow, it's possible we need to monitor for that again. It's not going to be for everybody, but we'll of course keep you posted. We'll start off with more morning cloud cover, and then by this time tomorrow, like what we've seen today, we'll see more sunshine out there as well, helping temperatures warm. So there's that big blue H, that area of high pressure that you can see as we head into tomorrow. It's going to start to move farther up to the north and really work its way into the Lone Star State, even more so as we head into this weekend and into next week. So that's why rain chances come down once again, and those temperatures are going to crank back up. So here's your Friday morning. We start off in the mid to upper 70s, around 76 to 78 here in Bexar County, 76 in Canyon Lake, 78 in Floresville, 77 out there in Divine. There's that morning cloud cover as well. As we head into the lunchtime hour, that's going to start to break up and scatter out just a little bit more. Temperatures climbing to about 90 for lunchtime plans. Then as we head into the afternoon, there are those temperatures that once again bump up into the upper 90s and closing in on that triple digit mark. So we'll keep eyes on that isolated chance for a storm tomorrow. And then Stephanie, after that, it's back to the staying hydrated, wearing sunscreen, because with this heat, we're still in it for the long haul into next week as well.
You know what, though? I have a prediction, Mia. In 38 minutes, it's going to get really cool all around San Antonio.
Love it. I love it.
Yes.
I like that prediction.
Yeah, yes, and we officially have that going on. So excited. Now we have live team coverage from the AT&T Center and also up in Brooklyn, New York, and you're going to get all that on the other side of this break. Whew, I know you're excited. We're now just a few minutes away from our extended draft coverage coming up at 6:30. And now we're going to head back out live to Steve Spriester. He's at the AT&T Center for what we can expect coming up in the next half hour. Steve.
I've got to tell you, Stephanie, the energy level, let's put it that way, is ramping up. The Coyote just took the court here, mid-court at the AT&T Center. The crowd was standing up. He was shooting out T-shirts. So I was going to warn you, if I get bonked in the head by a T-shirt, it's the Coyotes' fault. But I want to tell you about coming up at 6:30. We, of course, have Larry Ramirez. He is live in Brooklyn on the red carpet at the Barclays Center, hoping to get a one-on-one with Victor Wembanyama. That's coming up in our next half hour. We have RJ Marquez and David Sears inside the Spurs fan shop, where they're waiting for the new Victor Wembanyama stuff to be unveiled. And we also have the bar scene covered for you. John Paul Barajas is at the Roof Hub, where they are ready to take the roof off of that place. And I've got to tell you, it is hot outside, Stephania. It is very warm. But inside here, there's definitely a draft. We're getting ready for our Spurs coverage wall-to-wall coming up right after the break. We'll see you then, live from inside the AT&T Center.
Order of the draft lottery.
The fourth pick in the NBA draft goes to the Houston Rockets. The third pick belongs to the Portland Trailblazers. The second pick will be made by the Charlotte Hornets. And that means that the number one pick in the 2023 NBA draft goes to the San Antonio Spurs.
Let's go! We're back in action. No more losing. We got win back.
That's awesome and will never get old. Welcome to Brooklyn, New York, everyone. A borough of New York City and home to the Brooklyn Nets. It's windy, cool, and rainy here today with a predicted high of 67 degrees. Very refreshing compared to back home in San Antonio. Brooklyn is very busy during the daytime, and anywhere you walk, you'll find a good food or just a cool spot to grab a drink and hang out. All right, taking a look outside the Barclays Center, a multi-purpose indoor arena, home to the Nets and the WNBA New York Liberty. The Barclays Center has hosted every NBA draft since it opened in 2013, with the exception of the COVID-19 pandemic season. Outside the arena is pretty low-key with not much signage, and it sits on the corner of Atlantic Avenue and Flatbush Avenue. And this is the scene inside, where Spurs history is about to be made in about 45 minutes or so. Tables are set up in front of the draft stage, where the top prospects will sit along with their loved ones as they wait for NBA Commissioner Adam Silver to call out the names of the draft picks. What a special night this is going to be for several young men and their families. NBA dreams are about to come true. Good evening, everybody, and welcome live to Inside the Barclays Center as we get you ready for the 2023 NBA Draft, which starts at the top of the hour. Of course, it is a huge night for the San Antonio Spurs. We've been talking about it for a very long time because they have the number one overall draft pick for the first time since 1997, and with that pick, the Spurs are expected to select Victor Wembanyama. You good? That was the scene Monday at Newark Liberty International Airport just outside of New York City. Fans greeting Wemby upon his arrival to the States. He said he was surprised because he doesn't know how those fans knew what flight he was on, but he enjoys having such an impact on people. Tuesday night, he threw out the ceremonial first pitch at the Yankees game, and yesterday he met with the media in Times Square, where he talked about not shying away from the spotlight.
I'm trying to be the best, so being the best, it's not only on the court. You know, there's whole dimensions of in the job of a basketball player, of an NBA player, and I want to be the best also at the media, the press conference, and all this stuff. So it's I don't like to do things halfway, so I'm trying to enjoy it, and I enjoy it.
Spurs general manager Byron Wright is the architect, the mastermind behind the Spurs' recent draft success. He traded away players to secure multiple draft picks and then had the good fortune of coming out victorious at the NBA lottery thanks to the winning combination. He kept us cool inside the room where the drawing happened. Now, we sat down with Wright earlier this week to ask him about those winning numbers.
14, 5, 8, and 2. What will those numbers mean to you for the rest of your life?
could play the lottery with them. It was it was an amazing night. We rewatched it as a group a little bit, just the staff's reaction to it. They all make fun of me because I didn't go crazy in the back, but yeah, what it means to this organization, to this city. We understand the weight of the #1 pick, and I think everybody's just excited to see it process through, to know the possibilities that lie ahead, and just to keep building this team out to get back to where we want to be.
Making it to the NBA is super cool, but getting drafted by the San Antonio Spurs is a dream come true for so many, including Victor Wembanyama. That's a whole new level. He's a huge fan of Tony Parker, and he knows the Spurs know how to take care of international players. Plus, getting drafted by the Silver and Black means that a player gets to learn from Coach Pop and one of the top coaching staffs in all the NBA. It's perfect, says one NBA draft analyst.
He doesn't want to be coddled. He doesn't want to be told how great he is. He wants to be pushed. And I think, Greg Popovich, that's what he's known for. I mean, he doesn't mince words with his players, with his coaching staff, with the media, on TV. We've seen it 1,000 times. And so I think to have, that kind of coach to kind of show him the reins here early on in his career and push him to be his best, and a guy who's worked with, players like Tim Duncan and David Robinson, two of the greatest big men that we've ever seen in NBA history. I think that's just a blessing for Victor.
Let's go. It is NBA Draft Night. Round 1 of the 2023 NBA Draft starts at 7 p.m. live on KSAT 12. We'll have instant coverage on KSAT.com and all KSAT social media channels. And at 10 p.m., we'll have continuing coverage on the Night Beat. All right, guys, when we come back, we'll take you back to San Antonio and to the AT&T Center, where Steve Spriester, David Sears, and RJ Marquez are with Spurs fans ready to party when the first pick is announced. And John Paul Barajas is at the Rue Pub for what could be another wild night, just like the night the Spurs won the NBA Draft Lottery. But before we hit the break, let's talk to Spurs superfan Mark Burnett, who got Wemby's face shaved onto the back of his head.
Oh, well, after Wemby posted it and made his comments, I'm getting a lot of comments that I'm an ambassador for the fan base of the Spurs now and everything. So I think it's kind of fun. It's an interesting time to be a Spurs fan, and just unbelievable that Wemby even reposted that. All right, Spurs fans. Tomorrow's the night. Victor arrives here in San Antonio. We need to show him some Texas-style love when he lands at that airport. Go Spurs, go. Go Spurs, go.